Hey everyone, Sula here from MistyHilltufts.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I am working on the next few pages for my Christmas album 2022. And I've had a little bit of a hiatus, and so I'm back at it, and I'm finishing up the last few pages of this album. So here, this is actually a flip or a pop-up page, one of my favorite ones. If you are interested, you can will be able to find this as a download on my blog, MistyHilltufts.com. Actually, that website is working again thanks to my sister, who has fixed it again, so everything should be back to normal. And at some point I will share this as a freebie, this pop-up kind of card, not a card, a page for this 6x6 album, and I will share it as a freebie on my blog at some point in the future. So here I have two panels of papers that will go on the left and the right, and then there's a bunch of smaller panels that will go at the top and at the bottom, and then on the sides. And the photos will be 2x2. There is room for 4 photos. Obviously, you could always add more on the sides, but I just wanted to leave it with a pattern paper there. So here we have the 4 photos. So the space is just a little bit larger than 2x2, so it can fit the 2x2 with having a nice little edge around it. And so because that's what I do with this album anyway, everything is slightly larger when I mention a certain size, because then it gives it a little edge. And then here are the last few panels that will of pattern paper that will go onto this part that is the pop-up part. Well, not every piece is the pop-up, because they have to pop up in the opposite way. So anyway, there will be a tutorial on how to put this this page together as far as the pop-up page goes. And so once that will it will go on my blog as a freebie to download, then you can also find the tutorial for it. All parts of this album, almost all parts of this album, are available as freebie. Even if you don't have a cutting machine, you can still get the file, and it will have all the measurements if you want to just trim things by hand. Even this one you could very easily trim by hand. There's nothing much to it, but obviously the work is done if you have a cutting machine. So here I have a bunch of die cut pieces that I prepared that have finally arrived. We've been in lockdown for months and months, and finally some of the things have arrived while I took a little break. And so now I can add these things like the little gingerbread bunting there, some of the other, like all the other baking things. They're mostly, I've had them in my stash, but the little gingerbread man on the right side with the star is also a newer arrival in my die cut stash. And so here I'm just arranging things a little bit and putting things together, trying to keep it with clusters of items. And so this is a piece that has the background, and then you can layer on top the letters for bake. And this is a baking page where I wanted to use some of these die cut pieces, but I have to decide now. There's small cookies that I still want to put somewhere, and so here is the little bit of the few cookies that I cluster next to the bake word there. And so it's a very quick and easy page that doesn't actually require it. It will look very fun in the book, but it doesn't actually require very much in the grand scheme of things. It's not hard to do. And then this is a mat. There will be a pocket. There is a pocket on the right side. This is the third one. This is the third pocket where this third signature will be glued into the album using that pocket, but then there will be a nice large pocket that's left, and so I use it with an insert, and that adds another day. And this is December 23rd will go on there. So sadly, I spent my Christmas in bed this year, and so there weren't any photos to be taken or anything. That baking was the last bit of photos that I took before I couldn't stand it any longer and had to give up and seek my bed. So there was a bunch of pages that will not have many photos. I did have some photos that I still took for the pages of December 24 and 25th. So anyway, here I have to be careful because I just stamped on the tab and I want to not smudge it all up, the stamp ink, and but I still have to press it down. And I put the tab at the bottom because it's the last insert, and so there will be one at the top, one in the middle, and one at the bottom. And so this is the third insert there, and the third for the third signature. Every signature has a pocket with an insert that gets the piece. It gets a little bit of decoration there. So anyway, I decided to keep it simple with just a full paper background. I was finally able to figure out how much more of the paper I need, and realized I do have extra, and so I'm good on paper, so that I didn't have to be too careful with using a full paper to go with this. And here I have all my Christmas word pieces. They should be available as download on my website, mistyhilltops.com, if you're interested, as freebie. And so I just print them on cardstock and then trim them with my trimmer, and then cut the individual words by hand. And then I have these little labels that come from the Silhouette store that I have in my library, and I've been adding more every year. And so I print them, and they make nice little embellishments for my Christmas projects. The nice thing about that is I can recolor them to any color scheme that I need for my projects. And so I have just the perfect little embellishments that will make it into my projects again and again, I'm pretty sure. Except for this year, because of the lockdown, there wasn't much of much buying, there wasn't much baking, and so that was very sad. I wasn't able to get a lot of baking done. Usually I would have a gingerbread house. None of that happened this year. So it's been a very unusual Christmas season for me, but well, that's what it is, and I'm still surprised to see that I was able to have a full book, still full of activity and something meaningful every day to make the Christmas season meaningful. And that is why I got into this December daily kind of thing, because it made me realize that I can not only enjoy the season a lot more, but I get to actually have something meaningful every day about the season. So this is this pop-up page done, and I will show you once everything is finished. I will show you how it looks in a flip through of this album. Anyways, here are a few more close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.